Hello and welcome to the December edition of the Special School District Parent Advisory Council Headlines video. I am Rebby Goebel, the president of the Parent Advisory Council, and I am here to try and sum up our last meeting in about 10 to 15 minutes or so, give you all the highlights and pertinent details, and link you to a couple of resources that will help you and give you a little bit more information about what we talk about here. So the topic of our December 9th meeting last week was to get an update on the para-parent communication guidelines that we worked last school year on implementing or creating. And as you can imagine, it should have been implemented over the course of last year. At the end of last school year, we had this little thing called, a pandemic hit. So it's been a little rocky getting this out. There are some guidelines and like a parent's Cliff Notes version that I will be talking about here in a minute. And then also a new program that is going to be a one-time program for this summer for our children called Universal Summer Supports. So I will get into all of that here in just a second. We started off our meeting with the Superintendent Report. Dr. Keenan gave us a quick rundown of what's going on. In general, SSD is in a hybrid model for their SSD schools, and then of course they're supporting whatever model the partner districts might be in for their back to school situation. They SSD is going to start second semester still in a hybrid, not in a full back to school model. But they did want to make sure that we were aware of two different communication vehicles that they have launched in the last couple of weeks. One is called the SSD Spotlight. You should have gotten this in your email. If you didn't, please contact SSD either through us or directly through their Let's Talk feature that is on their homepage. To let them know that you did not receive the SSD Spotlight monthly newsletter that comes directly from central office for SSD. The second is that if you're in a partner district, the director for your partner district should be sending out newsletters as well. So make sure that you are getting those either from their admin or directly from the email account of the director. And just so you're clear, it's your case manager, the area coordinator, which you might have met in an IEP meeting, and then their boss above the area coordinator is the SSD director. They're an SSD employee, but they are kind of the head in the partner district for your partner district. Okay, and then we moved into the presentation on Universal Summer Supports. I have a link to this entire presentation on our website. As always, in the show notes here, I will have that link for you. But basically, Universal Summer Support is different than extended school year, ESY. Without getting into all the nitty-gritty of it, ESY is a IEP team decision. It has to be something that is, is decided and documented that your child qualifies for. This Universal Summer Support Program is in addition to ESY, if your child qualifies for ESY. But also, if your child does not typically qualify for ESY, Universal Summer Support will be open to all children who receive services within St. Louis County. So there is going to be some educational components to it between PE, there's going to be some speech therapy available, occupational therapy available, some reading and some math work. But it's meant to be an extra boost for some of the children who may have fallen behind. If your child attends ESY, the intent is for them to go to ESY in the morning for that morning block, and then be able to attend USS, the Universal Summer Support Program, in the afternoon. This is not meant to take place of any sort of camp that your child might qualify for, or if they're in some sort of a vocational program. Those should absolutely take priority. And you should have a conversation if you're unsure about any of this with your case manager and area coordinator within your partner district. Again, the PowerPoint slides that Wendy Pendergrass went through has a ton of details. They're still in the planning stages, so don't feel like you haven't missed out on any information. We're getting it first, which is exactly how it should work for our Parent Advisory Council. So interest surveys should be going out in January. Keep an eye on your email so that you can respond if you think you might be interested in participating in this program, for your child participating in this program. At the same time, they're going to be gauging interest in staff. As you can imagine, SSD staff and all the teachers across the board are tired. And so they want to make sure that they have coverage for this program. So all of the details will be there. It will be an in-person only situation or program. So if we are in a lockdown situation, again, Universal Summer Support would not happen this year. Again, it's one time only as of right now. They're only planning on doing it here this summer of 2021. If you have any questions, we will also be linking on our Parent Advisory Council website to the interest survey. So keep an eye on both the SSD website and our website for those links. And again, your email to get it emailed directly to you. And then the other piece was talking about the para-parent communications. There's a great outline that they've done to help us as parents understand what is appropriate communication to have with a para and to have with the case manager or the actual teacher. Obviously, sorry, I forgot to turn my phone on mute. Anyways, obviously, educational IEP questions, those should go to your case manager. But if you're needing to communicate about daily functioning or behavior or those types of things, then that's completely appropriate to discuss with a para. The guidelines that are on our webpage, again, find the link in the show notes below, will help you understand what that should look like. And if your para or your case manager is saying, I haven't heard any of this, there's going to be some substantial training this spring, I guess next spring and summer, so that all the paras and the case managers should all be on the same page going into the fall. But this is documentation directly from SSD that you could give to your case manager and your para to say, nope, this is how we should, or this is the guidelines, and then have a group discussion about what you want your communication plan and those communication lines to look like. Let's see, then we talked a little bit, there's about our committees. There's nothing really from a legislative perspective. As you can imagine, COVID is slowing a lot of things down, but especially around education. I think they're pretty hesitant to make any changes there, which is what it is. Let's see, the Parent Education and Diversity Awareness Group, they are going to be publishing their second semester course and seminar calendar, so be on the lookout for that. Lots of good stuff coming there. Some new partner districts are working on their own parent advisory councils, so we can't wait to hopefully include some more parents from some districts that had historically not been represented. And yeah, that pretty much wraps us up. It was a shorter meeting, but had some good information for us and like ahead of the curve, which is fantastic. So we've got the latest and greatest information there is to have. Our next meeting is January 13th at 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about transitions, specifically transitions from school to adulthood and self-determination. So helping our children have their own voice and their own say in what their futures look like. This is a topic that has been on our list for a while, and we meant to cover it last spring, but again, pandemic. So we are making sure that we cover it and cover it early to give any of you who have older children some resources with enough runway to consider those as you're making decisions as kids gear up towards graduation in the spring. So again, January 13th, 7 p.m. on Zoom will be our next meeting. We hope to see you there. We've had fantastic turnouts all semester long so far. I really like having a virtual option. I think it really opens it up to a lot of parents to be able to join us. So we will make sure that we continue to have some sort of a virtual option as we move along. Last thing, I will take this opportunity to call for volunteers. We are going to be losing several key people off of the executive committee, including myself and Terry, who is our recording secretary. And we need to start transitioning to new people, training some new people now, because we will not be available next school year to help with that transition. So if you think you might even potentially be interested in one of the executive committee positions next year, please, please, please reach out to me. I would like to make sure that the PAC stays healthy and vital and, vibrant, and that it's in good hands when I step down from being president. So if you are interested, please reach out to us at our PAC email address. Again, it'll be in the show notes. And that's all I have. Happy holidays, everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see everybody in January.